composer gloves here, and I'm going to show you where to get some dank fire beat samples today. Okay, so everyone loves free samples. Let me just show you a couple of the samples I'm talking about. So this comes from a website called Soundpacks.com. They make a whole load of free samples. Right now it says there are currently 42 free sample packs and 9 free preset packs. There is one right here, presets for Massive, if you're into presets, that kind of a deal. And then they have a whole load of free samples. So I downloaded the Urban Assault. There are some other cool ones in here, but I'll show you that one. So Urban Assault, if you download it, what's really nice is it comes in a pack. And so you can open it up. You're like, hey, look at that. It's got like all the stuff. And so you can go through and pick out what you want. So they have like loops in here. And so it's like... They have things like kicks and samples of those kinds of effects, claps, and then you have chants. So now if you go onto their site, so anyways, that's what you get. You get stuff like that. Okay. So if you're into those kinds of samples, check it out. Like for example, here's the violin box. Now you'll notice on some of them, they have a little bit about where they made it. So you can determine whether or not it's like royalty free samples or where they got the samples, stuff like that. Other ones you can't do that on. And you can also hear them. So you can determine like, oh yeah, do I want this? Do I not want this? Like, oh yeah, cool. And then you could be like, oh, someone like, used them in a track, so it seems kind of cool. And then you could decide whether or not you want them. Other ones, like for example, let's go to Chest Pounder. They don't tell you hardly anything. And then you're left to just sort of make a decision on whether or not you want to download it. So it's up to you. They give you a little description of what the stuff is, and then you can download it. That is pretty much the website. I find it a cool resource. I love having samples to just pull and grab, and I usually mangle my samples so bad that it almost doesn't even matter if it was copyrighted because they're like so far from what they originally sound like. Now, I've never deliberately gone out and used, and when I say deliberately, I mean I've like never used, to my knowledge, copyrighted samples. I've always stayed in the clear, but yeah, you want to be careful with free stuff. But it looks like this, I feel like this is a pretty safe place to get stuff. Very cool way to look at stuff, depending on what you do. And I kind of encourage you to just mangle it beyond what it was originally. Sometimes that is just how you get a really cool sounding thing, and it's more creative, more artist worthy. But yeah, I thought I'd show you that because I know the struggle when I was a brand new producer. I was like, where do I get free sounds? Where's a good place? Where do I get samples that don't suck? Blah, 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 blah. And this is just a cool resource. Now, of course, free sounds, not all their sounds are going to be like friggin' amazing for like what you want to do. They might fit something else perfectly, but not exactly what you want to do. So if this is a thing for you, then give me a thumbs up. If it's not, comment a place where you found samples that you do like to use. Subscribe and have a blessed day.